Hey guys, so today I have two different integrated streaming amplifiers I want to check out and compare. And yeah, I want to do a comparison of these two and see if you guys think that the price difference is worth it. So first I have the Fosi BT30D. This is a Bluetooth integrated amplifier. Well, it focuses on Bluetooth and pumps out about 50 watts of power. And yeah, this is only $100. So this is a pretty affordable integrated amplifier, I'd say. And then the second one is the Bluesound Powernode Edge. This is also a streaming amplifier, but not only does it have Bluetooth and aptX HD, but it also has the BlueOS as well, which is kind of a streaming platform that streams over Wi-Fi. Supposedly it's a lot better sound quality than just using Bluetooth, but this is a lot more expensive too. This pumps out only 40 watts of power. Actually, this is less powerful than the Fosi's, but the retail price for this is $650 US, and I actually got it for $500 on sale, but it's still many times more expensive than the Fosi's. So I'm gonna hook these two up to my Martin Logan 15s and see, if you guys can hear a sound quality between these two, because this is like five or six times more expensive than the Fosi's. Let's see if the wireless streaming is worth it, right? So the main reason why you would get the Bluesound is for the wireless streaming capabilities. Anyways, we're going to do the unboxing of each, and then we're going to do a sound test comparison. So let's first unbox the Fosi Audio BT30D. Like I said, only $100. This is a Chinese company, of course, so they're known for making, a lot of Chinese companies are known for making quite good value audio products. I think Fosi Audio is no exception. I remember buying a tube headphone amplifier from them, or actually a hybrid tube headphone amplifier from them, only like 80 bucks or something like that. It wasn't too bad. But anyways, this is what you get in the box. So you got this BT30D user's guide here, which only has supports, it does not support aptX or aptX HD or aptX low latency. So it's going to use the SBC codec, so that's the normal Bluetooth codec, which I think is actually better, because in this case I really want to compare what is the base Bluetooth streaming quality compared to the wireless streaming quality, and might as well use SBS, because SBC, I mean, because that is supposedly the lowest quality Bluetooth, so that way you guys can probably hear the biggest difference, right? So yeah, let's see, there's a little FAQ here actually, a little FAQ on this side, and they have a quick setup on this side. So you guys can see that, okay, so it has Bluetooth, RCA, audio inputs. It actually has a subwoofer output, so this actually supports 2.1 systems, so two bookshelf speakers, or just two speakers plus a subwoofer, so 2.1 system. And let's see, 50 watts, right? Output for both. I'm guessing this is a Class D amplifier. It doesn't really say. Okay, so it has two Texas Instruments TPA 31162 high performance chips to output 200 watts stably. Okay, interesting. So I don't know what that means. So it says 50 watts. I'm guessing that's RMS continuous. Maybe the peak wattage is 2 plus 100 watts. So then they advertise 200 watts as well. Maybe that's the maximum wattage it can output. I'm a bit confused there. I'm guessing it's 50 watts continuous though, RMS. So I don't think it's 200 watts. It's a little bit too much for what this device is. Okay. Anyways, yeah, and a bunch of facts here. The Bluetooth can't pair. Sound quality is not good. Sound quality is not good. Make sure all the cables are fully connected. Adjust the treble and the bass. Try to change the cables. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff in the facts section. You guys can see that there's a lot of weird questions actually. Why does sound cut in or out? Can I take it to other countries? Yeah, if the voltage matches up. Sub frequencies to adjust the output frequency of the passive subwoofer and pre-out. Interesting. Works with passive subwoofers. Most subwoofers on the market are active, so it's interesting. It has subwoofer control for the passive ones. Anyways, in the box comes with the AC adapter. Of course, it's a little brick here. The brick's actually almost as big as the amplifier itself, so it goes to show you. The actual amplifier itself is tiny. Then it comes with RCA cables, two sets of RCA. Actually, wait. Yeah, two sets of RCA cables here. One is ending in RCA to RCA connector, and the other is an RCA to 3.5mm connector. So it's cool to give you two sets of RCA cables with different terminating connectors. Whether you use, you know, if you have something with an RCA out or 3.5mm out, then you have both cables there. Then we have a 2-year limited warranty here for the, oh, this is for something else, T5. Ooh. That's for the edifier. Interesting. I don't have that. Okay. Okay. And then this is the amplifier itself. This is the Bluetooth antenna, and it does not support aptX or aptX HD or LDAC, right, or any of the higher Bluetooth streaming codecs. Only the base SBC AAC, I'm guessing. So that way you guys can tell the biggest difference, maybe, because that is the base Bluetooth transmission. Supposedly not that great, right? So yeah, on the front here, you guys can see more clearly maybe here. There we go. This is the power on and off switch. Pretty simple. And then we have a subwoofer volume right here, subwoofer frequency. This is to adjust passive subwoofers. So if your subwoofer is active, which most subwoofers actually on the market are active, you don't even need to adjust this. I would just set it to, you know, just a normal setting like noon or something like that. Just leave it, and you can probably adjust your subwoofer instead, because if it's an active subwoofer, it'll have its own controls. So you don't really need to use these. This is for passive subwoofers, which are not even that common. Then you have the treble and bass, of course. Those are pretty normal adjustments. And then you have the volume, right? That's the major big dial right here. So that's all pretty normal. And then on the back here you have RCA inputs right here. This is for connecting any kind of analog line level source. You can even connect your turntable if you have a phono preamp. Subwoofer out. So like I said, this supports 2.1 systems, so it can actually go to a subwoofer, which is nice. And then you have your left and right speaker terminals here, and then you have another subwoofer out, but this time for you have RCA subwoofer out in addition to an LFE out, I'm guessing. So you have a choice, because some subwoofer only take in RCA inputs, or other subwoofers have a dedicated LFE input or 0.1 input. So really it can support both. So that's pretty nice. Then you have the Bluetooth antenna right here and the AC adapter jack. So it's pretty simple amplifier. It's very, very tiny, very, very small. I can just hold it in the palm of my hand right here, as you guys can see, but outputting 50 watts of power apparently through both channels. Actually all 3 channels, I'm guessing. That's pretty nice. So yeah, we'll test this out with the Martin Logans, and we're going to use the Bluetooth codec, of course. That's the main way to connect to this. Yeah, and we'll see how it performs. Of course, you can also connect, you know, any kind of analog line and source as well. But for this video, I'm going to compare the Bluetooth to the wireless streaming. So, and see which one, see if you guys can hear the sound quality difference. Actually, that's what I'm most curious about. Because yeah, if you just want to have a simple, like, all-in-one system, like these are called like very simple all-in-one amps, because all you have to do is connect a pair of speakers and it just works, right? You don't need to do anything else. Integrated amplifiers generally are, you know, fairly easy to connect compared to separates. Separates are like you have a separate preamp, a separate power amp, and then you have a lot more cables and stuff going on, also a lot more expensive. But with these kind of boxes, it's pretty easy. You just, you know, connect this to the power, connect your speakers to this, turn it on, and it just works, right? The speakers itself, because my passive speakers, they don't need to be connected to anything except for the amp. They don't have their own power source. So yeah, this is pretty simple to set up, and if you guys are just looking for a simple, you know, you don't care about like the wireless versus Bluetooth sound quality difference, which audiophiles care about, but just like average people, I think Bluetooth is good enough for them, then this is a nice little box, only $100. You can connect your passive speakers to it, and yeah, just connect using Bluetooth or analog line in, and it should just work. So yeah, that's the Fosi Audio BT30Ds. I'm going to test this out later. And next, we'll just do the unboxing of the Bluesound Powernode Edge. So yeah, this is definitely more of an expensive, higher-end audiophile product. The company Bluesound is a Canadian company. They're mainly focused on making these wireless streaming systems, whether it be like their nodes or their power nodes. The power nodes is basically just their the node streaming platform, and then adding an amplifier on top of it. But Bluesound is really known for their Blue OS, which is their streaming platform, and a lot of other amplifier companies actually use them, like NAD, for example. So the same company that owns Bluesound, I believe, also owns NAD Electronics. So a lot of NAD products have the Blue OS also inside of it as well. So yeah, so this should be apparently higher quality in terms of the sound compared to the Fosies, and it should be because it costs like 5 to 6 times more. But yeah, we're gonna take a look. Yeah, this is the first time I've owned a Bluesound product, so I'm really interested to see. You know, audiophiles keep claiming that Blue OS is one of the best streaming platforms. So there's a few different competing streaming platforms out there. There's DTS Play-Fi, which is an kind of a licensed streaming platform that is used by what Definitive Tech uses it, Klipsch uses it. I think the Martin Logan actually uses it as well. So there's a few different companies that use DTS Play-Fi. And Polk Audio also uses it as well. And then there's the Yamaha MusicCast, and then there's my Marantz and Denon, actually in Onkyo, all use Hios, which is another competitor that does the music streaming. And then you have Sonos. Actually, Sonos was the original company that started the multi-room, you know, streaming platform thing. And then Blue OS, right, which is Bluesound. So you have a whole bunch of different streaming platforms. Apparently, according to a lot of audiophiles online, Blue OS is one of the best ones. So take a look in terms of the UI, I guess, and how easy it is to use. Maybe someday someone will have to do a comparison of all the different streaming platforms, like HeOS versus Play-Fi versus Sonos versus Blue OS versus MusicCast. But yeah, for now I'm going to try using the Bluesound. So yeah, you get a quick setup guide right here. So it should be pretty easy. You just step 1, connect your speakers, and step 2, plug in your player, and step 3, add your power node to the network, which I guess you have an app, right? You gotta download on your phone for that. And that's it, really. It's simple to connect, and this is telling you all the different functions and stuff. I'll go over this as well. And you can even mount it as well. I guess it's meant to be discrete. So this thing is actually a more affordable version of the power node. So the Edge version is the more affordable version, and it's supposed to be like smaller, not as powerful, but this thing only 40 watts, but it still should be plenty enough to drive my Martin Logan 15s. And yeah, they actually make it so that you can also kind of keep it discreetly hidden away somewhere. So you can just connect your phone somewhere, and then people don't even have to hear where it's coming from. It just works, and then your music starts playing in your room, I guess. And yeah, see, this packaging is really environmentally friendly. They use a lot of recyclable material here, which is nice. Okay, so this is the PowerNode Edge right here. Okay, so these are the cables. You get the, ooh, this is a Euro connector. They have a European style connector, or Korean connector, because Korea uses the exact same connectors as EU. That's interesting. They gave me that. So if they give me an EU connector, I guess they should give me a US. Okay, yeah, here's the US connector. So it's interesting they give me a EU Korean connector and also a US plug as well. This is, of course, Canadian plug as well, so right, you should just... it's interesting they include other countries though. What is this? They gave me a small little like plug thing. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is for the mount, right? So this is like stuff for mounting to the wall or something. You got mounting brackets in case you want to kind of hide away this little streaming player on your wall. You don't even want to like showing on your desk or whatever. You just like or your table. You just like mount it on a wall somewhere, and it just works. So that's what the mounting brackets are for. And then you have Ethernet cables. Of course, they give you that. Obviously, if you connect it to Ethernet, you get better quality, faster streaming. So that's the different accessories. I'm surprised they actually give you surprised they give you the EU connector as well. Obviously I'm not living in EU, I just only need this one. Okay, and of course you got more instructions. Is this a warranty? Yep, you got warranty right here. Guessing this is just regular 1-year warranty. Yep. And then you get the manual right here, which is actually kind of hefty. What's in here? Oh, this is just the licensing stuff. Okay, never mind. I was like, did they actually give you a manual? No, because these days electronics don't really come with full manual books anymore. It's all online. So this is just like the copyright stuff. which takes up this entire booklet. I don't know why they would give you this. This is something that I think could just be looked up online. I don't know why they need to print out a booklet for that. Okay, anyways, that's all that's in the box. You get a bunch of power connectors, mounting brackets, warranty, some extra like booklets and copyright, quick setup guide. This is the one I pretty much just need here. And of course you get the streaming amplifier. Okay, so here it is. Alright, so here it is, the Bluesound Powernode Edge streaming amplifier, which basically takes Bluesound's streaming technology and just adds an amplifier onto it, essentially. So this is a 40-watt amplifier. It's not that powerful, but it apparently uses the direct sound technology that NAD Electronics created. So maybe it's like better power or whatever. I'm not exactly sure why it would be better, but a lot of these audiophile companies advertise their amplifier as having, you know, better power or better sounding power or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's an excuse for them to charge more money, but yeah. Anyways, you know, the higher end companies, the higher up you go, the more like kind of snake oily stuff they sell you, right? Like the PS Audio stuff. Yeah. Anyways, it's a nice looking amplifier, right? It's very discreet, minimalistic looking. Bluesound logo right here, and I'm guessing this is a display in front. And yeah, really, that's pretty minimalistic. Not much. You got the. Is this for a remote? We don't have a remote here, right? Yeah, I didn't get a remote in the box. It looks like it's an infrared sensor, but there's no remote. So I don't know. Okay, on the bottom here, you get actually a tripod mount. You can actually mount this onto a tripod, which is interesting if you really want to put it away somewhere. Or mount it on a wall. I think this is for the mounting bracket. Yeah. You can put this on a tripod, or you can put it on the mounting bracket they give you, and you just connect it to the wall here. But yeah, designed and engineered here in Canada, made in China, as expected, for this price. And then at the back, okay. So again, not a whole lot here. You have the, of course, you have the DC kind of power cord right here, and then you have LAN USB, which I'm not really sure is. I think this is only for servicing, or maybe you can connect your a USB drive to it. Not exactly sure. I'll have to test that out. It doesn't really say. It does say LAN USB right here. So this is LAN, obviously, right? You connect it to the. This is the Ethernet cable. You connect it to your network. This one, I wonder how much you can connect to it. So this USB one, can you connect a flash drive to it, or is it only for servicing? I don't know. You have an optical and analog in right here. So I wonder how they do that. It's an. Oh wait, actually I think they give you an adapter for this. Maybe that was the adapter. Okay, is that what this is? This is an optical analog 3.5mm adapter. That's really interesting. If it is, this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Okay. Huh. I wonder if this is the adapter here they give you. So this is I think this is the first time I've seen this. An optical analog in, so it's a combination. You can connect your optical cable in as well as a 3.5mm, and I think that's what they include this adapter for. And it just plugs in like that. You connect your, yeah, I guess you put in your optical, your 3.5 in here, and it just combines them into one. That's really crazy, actually, because optical is a digital connection, and then analog in, right, 3.5mm. That's an analog connection. So I'm not sure how they combine it like that, but that's cool. Then you have an IR in, which is that why they have an infrared thing in front, an IR? I don't know. They didn't give me a remote. So you have HDMI eARC support right here, so you can actually connect it to your TV to control your speakers, I guess. That's cool. You have a subwoofer out right here. So it is a 2.1 system, just like the Fosi is. So you can connect your subwoofer. Except this one doesn't have controls for the subwoofer. I guess it expects you have it connected to an active subwoofer. And then you have the 4 speaker terminals right here. So yeah, again, pumping out 40 watts of power. So yeah, this is definitely a better looking built device compared to the Fosis. Of course, it's more expensive as well. So and you can see the size of the Fosis, right? It's a lot smaller. Like, even though the Bluesound Powernode Edge is still a small device, it's about the size of my NVIDIA Shield actually. But the Fosi audio is even smaller. It's like half the size of the Bluesound. So that's pretty interesting. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to hook both of these up to my Martin Logan 15 so we can actually test out the sound of the Bluetooth versus the sound of the the Wi-Fi streaming with BlueOS and see if you guys can hear a difference and see if it's actually worth paying 5 or 6 times as much. I paid $500 for this, but you retails for $650. Yeah, if it's worth that much more than the Fosi. The Fosi is only $100 US, so let's find out. Alright, so now I have the Bluesound Powernode Edge all powered up right now, and you can see the controls all lighting up here. You can go to the previous track, next track, I guess beginning of the playlist or end of playlist here, and this is all touch controls. So the unfortunate thing is I can't seem to get the BlueOS app working the way I want it to, which is really unfortunate because, you know, I've read a lot of the online reviews saying that the BlueOS app is one of the best, but in my experience, it's one of the worst. I can't get it to work the way I want it to. So here's my Mac with the BlueOS controller app right here. And I added some of my music here. So I have network shares from my NAS, right? I added all the music that's stored on my NAS folder here, and my local share as well. So I just tried it out with some local music I have on my Mac. Of course, I have it connected to the same network and everything as the power nodes. I can see it connected down here. It doesn't work. Like, it's indexed all my music collection. I don't see anything here. I'm supposed to be seeing what is it here? So I'm supposed to be seeing this library folder on the navigation menu, and I don't see it. So it just says Bluetooth HDMI ARC. There's no library folder right here, which I don't understand why it's not appearing. I tried looking up the Googling it, looking up the Bluesound support, looking up YouTube videos. I just don't see it here on the navigation bar. It's supposed to be here on the navigation bar. There's supposed to be a library menu option here, a navigation option, but I don't see it. And I have all my songs indexed right now from my local storage as well as from my NAS storage, and yeah, I don't see it. So of course you can add music services and stuff from like Spotify or Tidal, Qobuz, Deezer, whatever, but I don't really listen to these streaming services. I mostly listen to stuff from my local storage. So either my DAP or my local computer or local NAS storage, and I want to just index it, which this the BlueOS should be able to do, right? The BlueOS does advertise itself as being able to stream stuff from your NAS storage and NAS servers, and it just, I can't seem to add it to my library. See, I'm indexing songs from my library, and by the way, this is, yeah, I have finished indexing a bunch of my songs before, because I just tried it with like a few amount of songs. Right now I have like a lot of songs, but I have tried indexing it with just a few songs, and nothing ever shows up here. There's no library icon or anything that shows up here, and it's supposed to, right? From all the YouTube videos I watched and from the website here, there's supposed to be a library navigation option here, but it doesn't show my library. So that's really disappointing. And I can show you guys from my Android device too. So I have my Hibi R6 DAP, my digital audio player. One annoying thing is that I can't seem to add anything from my local Android phone, or in this case my DAP, to the library either. So there's just no way to add any songs from here into the BlueOS app. So that's one thing that is a huge downgrade over HEOS, by the way, because I've used HEOS before. HEOS actually allows you to add stuff from your local phone, Android phone or iPhone, whatever, into the local library, into the app. But here it doesn't allow you to. And then, of course, you can see that I don't have the library. There's supposed to be a library navigation option right here, and it doesn't show up. So I don't know why it's not working. Now I'll show you guys how HEOS works. So I have HEOS connected to my Marantz right now. And it's just simple, right? Just go to this phone, or you can go to USB Music or music servers, and you can just I can just instantly see all my artists and stuff because it just indexes it from my phone, right? So HEOS actually does it pretty easily. So why can't BlueOS do it? So that's HEOS. You can easily add stuff from my phone. BlueOS can't do it. It can't add from the phone. So and there's no option to even look at my library. So I don't know how I'm supposed to really stream. And that's really unfortunate. So I can't seem to get this device working, essentially because BlueOS kind of sucks. So I don't know. Like, I looked online, right, and people always said BlueOS is one of the best apps for the streaming and stuff like that. Well, it just doesn't work for me. Okay, I tried indexing stuff from my local share, from my network share, doesn't show up on the navigation at all, so there's no way to access it. Since it doesn't have the library icon, I no way how to access it. And then the only option I have left is just Bluetooth or music streaming, which I don't like. That defeats the purpose of me even buying this thing, because I really want to stream it from my local, my local servers. So yeah, it's unfortunate, and plus the fact that I can't even add it from my phones either, right? HEOS could do that, but BlueOS cannot add it from just my phone. So that's another weird thing that the BlueOS can't do. So yeah, to me, the BlueOS app right now is just, it's kind of useless. It can only be used for Bluetooth or for streaming, like for streaming from music services, which I don't really use. But it cannot. I seem like if you have local files, either on the computer or on the phone or in a server somewhere, it's not easy to get it to stream. So why isn't it showing up, right? There's supposed to be a library thing here showing up, and it's not. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I've never seen the library option show up here. So I have no way to search for anything like, okay, I can access my playlist, but there's no way to, there's no way to add anything to my playlist because I have no way to access my music, right? So it's just, where's my library, right? I want to be able to access my music. Where's my library? I've indexed my music. Where is it? So I don't know. BlueOS is just, to me, one of the worst streaming apps I've ever used, because there's no way to even access my music library. I don't know how to do it. I've checked the videos, I've checked the website. They all have screenshots and videos showing that there's supposed to be a library folder here, but it's not here. And I have no idea how to make it show up. It's not showing up on my Android app, it's not showing up on the Mac OS app. So I don't know what's going on. So anyways, unfortunate, I can't seem to get the Powernode Edge working, so I probably have to return this device and try getting another device. Alright guys, so since the Bluesound Powernode Edge unfortunately didn't work for me, like the BlueOS app, for some reason I couldn't get it working. I tried adding my local files from my MacBook, I tried adding it from my NAS server. It just never showed up. Like I couldn't find the library tab, I guess, or the menu or whatever. It just never showed up. Can't seem to get it working. So that's kind of sad, because I really was expecting the Bluesound to be a good device. You know, everyone talked about it online, they raved about it. Oh, BlueOS is such, the best app, so many streaming platforms, is way better than HEOS, and yeah, I just couldn't get it working. So yeah, it's unfortunate, so I had to return it and find an alternative. And I'm gonna try this one. This is the Yamaha WXA50. It is another streaming amplifier similar to the Bluesound Powernode Edge. It's a similar price too. Retail price is $650 US. I got it for $500, just like the Bluesound. And hopefully this one will work. Let's see. So this amplifier uses MusicCast, which is Yamaha's app for Wi-Fi streaming. Should be similar to HEOS or BlueOS. And yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Really, all I need is an amplifier with decent amount of power. This one has 55 watts, so actually that's good enough. It's not like a lot of power, but it's good enough to drive these speakers, I think. So yeah, just a decent amount of power with Wi-Fi streaming and with Bluetooth as well, because I want to use it for other applications, not just for streaming music. And I want an aux input. So that's the thing that the Martin Logan Forte didn't have, because the Martin Logan Forte did not have Bluetooth support. I think that's the thing that prevented me from getting that one. Otherwise that would have probably been one of my picks. So yeah, let's do the unboxing of the Yamaha WXA50. I originally did not plan to unbox this. I thought the Bluesound Powernode Edge was going to work. But yeah, unfortunately that one did not work for me. So alright, so for those of you guys who don't know, and you guys actually should know, because Yamaha is a very famous Japanese audio brand. They don't just make amplifiers, they make pretty much everything from sound bars, speakers, guitars, right? Alarm clock radios. I've had an alarm clock radio by them. Yeah, they make pretty much everything. So they're a pretty famous Japanese audio company. And yeah, I have high hopes, and they actually make some pretty high-end stuff too. People might think Yamaha sounds like it's a low-end brand because they make a lot of affordable stuff, but they actually like compete in the high-end as well, like with a lot of Technic stuff that goes up to the thousands of dollars, right? When you look at the Accuphase, Luxman, like those are the really expensive Japanese audio brands. Yamaha actually has some really expensive stuff. They have like amps costing thousands of dollars. Like people might not be aware of that, right? Because you might look at Yamaha as your typical like affordable mass market audio brand, but they actually have some pretty expensive audiophile level stuff too. And yeah, I'll show you guys what you get in the box here. So you get a remote control. It's a pretty small remote control, but you know, this amp really is meant for streaming, and that's the main thing it's meant for, so you don't need to have a big one. You have Bluetooth. What's this? Net. They have some net button right here. I'm not sure what that does. On button, of course. You can switch between USB and optical, aux as well, and you have 6 presets you can switch between. You know, plus minus volume, of course, mute, and play, pause, and next and previous. It's pretty standard stuff for a remote. But I like that the remote's small. It doesn't need to be unnecessarily big. Like the one on my Rotel is like a really big remote, right? I think having a small remote is nice. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Get some brackets here. I guess, is this for mounting it or something? I don't think I'm going to mount it, but they give you some brackets, I guess. Antenna. I'm guessing this is for Bluetooth. Yeah, and maybe Wi-Fi. Just give you antenna there, and then this is the instructions or manual. Let's see. And probably warranty here as well, I think. You also get some feet here, you know, put on the bottom of the amplifier. And yeah, this is just some stuff in Japanese, Spotify Premium. Yep, so it's just your standard manual here. WXA50 streaming amplifier. Japanese companies are never good at naming their stuff. So yeah, it's just called a WXA50. Like Western companies always name their stuff cool names, right? Like the Bluesound Powernode Edge, that's a cool name. Japanese companies, I don't get it, man. WXA50, I don't get it. Like you look at all Sony stuff, right? Yamaha, Pioneer, like Technics, like all these Japanese companies, they don't know how to name their stuff, and that's, you know, I think they have a marketing issue. I think they should learn from Western companies. Okay, so yeah, this is a manual here. It tells you how to use the MusicCast controller app. So I'll be using the Yamaha MusicCast app. That's for wireless streaming. And accessories, home audio network. You can connect your speakers, right? Of course. Connecting your audio devices. Pretty normal stuff. Connecting your Yamaha hi-fi amplifier. So this is, oh yeah, I guess it's because like it wants to work, or it wants you to use the Yamaha amplifier. It's trying to advertise that. Actually, a lot of Yamaha high-end amplifiers look really cool. They're just really expensive, like, but they have the VU meters and everything. It's really, really cool. So very industrial looking. Yeah, but I can't afford them. They're pretty expensive. And then yeah, more stuff about using MusicCast. Let's see, playback from MusicCast stuff again. This is pretty much a manual for MusicCast. And this is fairly like old unit, I think, in terms of when it was released. So this is not like a new release or anything. I think this came out back in 2017, which is you know, that's like 6 years ago. So this was when Sonos was getting really popular. A lot of other companies like Yamaha, of course, jumped onto the wireless streaming stuff. I remember the DTS Play-Fi came out around that time as well. So yeah, you get a power cord, of course, necessary to power the amplifier. And then the actual box itself. Alright. Okay. Alright, so this is the box. It's very solid, premium, industrial looking. I think it's actually in contrast to the Bluesound Powernode Edge, because that one was like a plastic unit. I mean, it looked nice, but it was like all like plasticky, right? In terms of the build quality, the Yamaha is actually pretty solid aluminum, I think. So yeah, this is a really solid, nice box. So I do like the build quality of the Yamaha better than the Bluesound. and hopefully the app works. That's the most important thing, right? I wouldn't mind the Bluesound if the BlueOS app actually worked for me, but it didn't. So okay, so here's what you get for the controls here. This is this is the receiver. Maybe it's the infrared or something receiver. I don't think you can actually press this one. This is the power button right here, and this is to switch sources. And then this one is the play pause, and then this is status, net. I'm still not sure what net is. Is that connected to the network, like connected to the internet? Is that what that means? Maybe that's a light for that. Bluetooth, and then your rotary volume knob right here. Yeah, and then yeah, very solid build quality. This is made in Malaysia. A lot of Japanese electronics units are actually made in Malaysia. Like Sony actually makes a lot of their stuff in Malaysia. So it's interesting, they tend to use Malaysia a lot compared to other countries, other companies or something. Okay, on the back, there is a lot of inputs actually, a very respectable amount. So this is the AC in, then you have an optical in, so you can use this with your TV. And then you have the trigger in and out. I don't use those, but you have that. Ethernet, the RJ45 jack right here. Then you have a USB charging port right here. It's 5 volts. That's cool. I think you can actually plug in your USB drive and play files off of that drive here. I think so. And this is to use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth at the same time. If you turn it off, I mean, you can actually switch it to only use Bluetooth or only use Wi-Fi, or turn them off, or turn them both off. So yeah, there's a few different switches here. Wi-Fi only, I think it's that, right? No, it's Bluetooth only. Okay, so you can turn it off, both of them, or Bluetooth only, or Wi-Fi and Bluetooth together, which is what I'll use, of course. And then you have an aux in and an aux out, so you can actually use this as kind of a preamp device as well, I think. And then you have this is remote in, so I don't have that, but you have remote in, you have a subwoofer out, so that's nice to be able to connect a subwoofer, and of course you have your 2 sets of speaker terminals there. So that's really all the inputs that you need here. Pretty respectable amount, I think, and like I said, 55 watts of power into 8 ohms, so this, yeah, it's fairly similar to the Bluesound in terms of the output. And it's actually a little bit more powerful than my current Leak Stereo 130. So yeah, it's a really nice compact unit. I like the build quality. I think it's definitely more premium looking than the Bluesound. Not as doesn't look as cool as the Bluesound in terms of the design, but it's more industrial looking, and it's I think it's built better. So yeah. All right, we're gonna check out how the Yamaha does now. I'm going to use the MusicCast app. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's not like the Bluesound where I couldn't get it working. Oh yeah, I forgot there's an antenna here, so that's where you connect the antenna on the back. So, all right, yeah, so I'm gonna set up the MusicCast app, and hopefully you guys might be able to hear a difference between this and the Fosi audios that we saw. Okay, and just for another point of comparison, this is the current amplifier I'm using in my bedroom right now to stream music. This is the Leak Stereo 130. I've already done a video on this. It is a British brand, and it's actually a very old school UK brand. This one is definitely the most expensive actually out of all the amplifiers in this video. Originally retailed for $1,200 US. I got it for $1,000. So you might be wondering, why am I trying to replace this? I actually think the Yamaha is probably going to replace this one, and the reason is simply because this amplifier is a very good amplifier, don't get me wrong. Like obviously it looks amazing, right? It's a very retro looking unit. The sound's kind of warm. It's trying to like emulate that tube amp sound that the Leak Audio was famous for back in the 60s. So I appreciate that, and the build quality is very good and everything. It has a lot of inputs, as you guys can see on the back here. Yeah, there is a decent amount of inputs here, right? USB, you can connect it to your computer. There's an ESS DAC inside of it. Lots of analog inputs. Yeah, even has optical as well, and Bluetooth and everything. So it does have a lot of inputs. It looks great. The sound's very good. So why am I trying to replace it? Well, this thing is very large and heavy, and actually it probably contains more functionality than I need. Yeah, it's an expensive unit, and I don't think I'm using it to the full extent of its abilities. If I'm only going to stream music in my bedroom, I'm only using the Bluetooth, right? There is no Wi-Fi streaming capabilities on this device, so it's only Bluetooth I have to use. It's actually aptX, actually, which is nice. But Bluetooth is the only thing I really use on here, and the aux input for my turntable. So, you know, this actually has a built-in phono preamp, which is nice too. But yeah, I'm probably not using this amp to the extent of its capabilities, and I don't think I'm getting my money's worth out of it, honestly. So I'm, yeah, probably gonna have to let this go, and I can actually get some money back from this, because this is a more expensive unit than the Yamaha. It's almost double the price, actually pretty much double the price of the Yamaha, right? So yeah, the Yamaha is pretty much all I need for streaming, right? It has, first of all, it does have streaming. This one does not, right? So the audio quality supposedly is better with streaming. And plus it has Bluetooth as well, plus it has analog in, so it has all the functionality I need for my bedroom streaming setup. This one is, I mean, it has all the functionality I need, but it doesn't have the Wi-Fi streaming. So that one is, yeah, the Yamaha does have the Wi-Fi streaming advantage, and plus this is a little bit more than I need. It's just a big bulky amplifier. Probably too much for me, actually. I don't use it to the full extent. So yeah, I figured maybe someone else can actually make better use of this than me. Because in my computer setup, my desktop setup, I use a Rotel A12, so I don't need this. And then in my home theater setup, I use my Marantz Cinema 60. And then in my bedroom setup, yeah, like I have this right now, but I think the Yamaha is probably better fit for me. It's cheaper. It has all the functionality I need, and actually it has the Wi-Fi streaming advantage over this as well. So yeah, I figured, okay, this can probably go to someone who can make better use of this amplifier than me, right? I'm just going to use the Yamaha, and that's all I need. But I'm going to let you guys hear what this sounds like as well through Bluetooth. Maybe you guys can hear a difference as well, maybe not. But yeah, just it's a nice unit. It's really a good-looking unit. It's probably a little bit much for me because I don't really use it to the full extent. I'm just using it for Bluetooth right now, and this is a little bit much to pay for an amplifier just for Bluetooth. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Leak Stereo 130. It does have aptX actually, so I'm just gonna stream it over aptX. Also, this amplifier is not even as powerful as the Yamaha one. This one has 45 watts of power, and the Yamaha has 55. So despite the fact that this was double the price, it actually has less power. So there's maybe another reason to keep the Yamaha over this. And the Leak Stereo 130 actually has a lot of features the Yamaha doesn't have. Like, yeah, it has the USB input, which my Yamaha can't do. Extra coaxial and extra optical, and a direct mode to bypass some of the circuitry for more pure sound. It's got treble, bass, bounce controls, and yeah, it has a headphone output as well, which my Yamaha doesn't. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of features on here. It's just I'm probably not going to use those features when I'm in the bedroom. So yeah, it's almost too much for me. So that's why I think the Yamaha is probably better fit for me. Alright guys, so I have the Fosi Audio BT30Ds now hooked up to my music player, and I'm just going to be playing the same tracks I usually do to test out my audio system. It's a non-copyrighted song, so yeah, sorry, no famous songs I can play. Also, I do not have a subwoofer connected. I only have the Martin Logan 15s because I'm going to be using this in my bedroom, and there really isn't any room for a subwoofer. I mean, it's cool that it supports both of these wireless amplifiers support 2.1, but I won't be using a subwoofer for this. It's just yeah, just my Martin Logan 15 bookshelves. But yeah, maybe you guys can hear a difference. Right now I'm connected using the regular Bluetooth SBC, and you guys see if you guys can hear a difference. So this is the Fosi Audio BT30D with whatever low-end DAC that it has inside of it, and yeah, using the lowest end Bluetooth, which is SBC. Okay, check it out. And I have the volume set to noon because it can actually get pretty loud. Just have it set to noon right here. Alright, so now I got the Yamaha WXA50 set up and working now. Actually, the net indicator here means it's connected to the network. I should have realized that. And then actually the little brackets I found in the box, those are actually stands in case you want to mount this like vertically. So that's what those actually are. So yeah, the connect actually you press for 5 seconds to like create its own like setup network. That's what it was. That's why it says connect actually. So yeah, after I download the Music Cast, it just works. I think it's actually better than BlueOS because, you know, I actually got it working. BlueOS didn't even work, so I can just add stuff from this phone. That's all I wanted to do, right? I have this DAP, and I have all my music on this DAP, on this digital audio player. So I just wanted to add stuff on this phone. Like, I don't use the Tidal, Spotify, Deezer. I don't use that much. So I just want to add stuff from my server and this phone. And that's really what the Music Cast allows me to do. The BlueOS just didn't work for that. Right, didn't allow me to really do that. So yeah, I'm just going to add stuff from this phone here, and I'm going to play the test tracks I usually play. So let's find this one, and you guys can hear the sound quality differences between this and the Fosi audios actually. So this is what the Music Cast app looks like when you're actually playing a song. It's very intuitive, I would say. So I actually like this Music Cast app a lot better than BlueOS, and actually HEOS as well. I think I like it better than HEOS as well. Just the interface and how easy it was to set up and add music to it. So yeah, I'm just going to play the same tracks I usually play for demos and stuff, the non-copyrighted music, so you guys can hear the difference between this and the Fosi audio, which use Bluetooth. This one is using the Wi-Fi to stream music. So there should be maybe a quality difference, maybe you guys can hear it. Alright, so here's what it sounds like with the Leak Stereo 130.